So I think one of the challenges with transient groups is the fact that you're investing all these resources into upskilling them, and you're not sure where the resource is going to go. You have to sort of put your faith in the fact that it's going to go back into the community. Like in the project activism on and off campus, there was a lot of students that they invested all this time and effort into creating student ambassadors, and there were 14 of them to start with, and then by the end there were almost two, I think it was.
I think there's a similar parallel in terms of Theatre Nemo's work, because although the prisoners weren't actually the recipients of the training, they, the feedback that they gave to Theatre Nemo was that they felt much more confident having had their voice heard for the first time. And I think that confidence will translate into positive outcomes for them when they leave prison, because obviously Theatre Nemo is primarily aiming at helping prison officers rehabilitate short-term offenders to go out in the community and not reoffend. And I think the confidence of having their voice heard does bring lasting benefits, but it's a long process, and it's probably going to be years before we really see whether the benefit has panned out.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that point, and I think one of the things about that is, for this to be truly sustainable, you would need to keep running these projects over and over with the same demographic, but different individuals within that demographic.
Yes, and I think that's obviously Theatre Nemo's hope. I mean, their hope is that they will be able to get funding to take this training out to the entire network of prisons, rather than just have one as a pilot. But I think they're the first to admit that there's no easy way of knowing whether there's been a benefit or not until you get an idea over a period of time, nearly decades, over whether reoffending has been shortened as a result.
Yeah, I think with activism on and off campus as well, one of the learnings that they've taken from it is, in the future, if they rerun the project, they'll need to have different rules for different individuals that are less set in stone and involve less involvement. And they can sort of drop in and drop out of these projects as and when they're required.
And I think that's all the more the case in Theatre Nemo, because every prison has a different category of prisoner. Some are all women, some are long-term offenders, and therefore the approach that you would take in each case will be different. But the co-production process is as important in each case, or even more important in each case, because they have to engage in proper consultation with the prisoners as a result.